Please welcome to the stage, Scott Miller.
I'm an executive recruiter. I know how to recognize top talent. When I was on the board of GLAAD in 2013, someone passed along the name of Hernan Lopez as a potential board member. At the time, he was the president and CEO of Fox International Channels. I said, we have got to get him on our board, and I'm glad we did. I loved working with Hernan, and he brought his tremendous talent and resources to the table in the fight against LGBTQ discrimination. Hernan is an immigrant from Argentina who moved to the US in his late 20s. By the time we met, he had risen up the ranks at Fox to oversee thousands of employees traveling all around the world and with 2 kids in preschool. Heads were scratched when he announced he was leaving Fox to start a podcasting company in early 2016. At the beginning, it wasn't going well. It was too early in the podcasting business. But eventually, the stars aligned and the company he started, Wondery, became synonymous with quality storytelling in audio. Shows like Dirty John, Dr. Death, my favorite, Business Wars, We Crashed, Imagine Life, many of them turned into television shows, made Wondery the largest independent podcaster publisher. Just 5 years later, he sold Wondery to Amazon to the delight of hundreds of investors and employees, all of whom were shareholders. And in that same year, he started 2 nonprofit organizations, the Podcast Academy and the Hernan Lopez Family Foundation, to help increase diversity in leadership. But he wasn't done. Months after selling Wondery, he started a new company, Danvas, to help bring digital art alive in real life. Within weeks of unveiling, their new product was on display at Christie's headquarters and the Armory Show, and is about to go to Miami during Art Basel. Hang on. I'm pleased to introduce you to my friend Hernan Lopez, an LGBT entrepreneur, mentor, and activist, and this year's StartOut Ogilvy Trailblazer Award winner.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, everyone. When was the first time you knew? I bet most of you knew as teenagers, even younger. Some of you later in life. First, you're just curious. You spend a lot of time online doing research. Someone's getting it. You're afraid because people like you were misunderstood. You look for others like you, first, quietly, then more openly. You met some of them casually for, coffee. Some of those led to long-term bonds. And along the way, you develop a thick skin, an ability to stand up for yourself and to let criticism and judgment roll off your sleeve. And then one day, you were ready to take the leap, to tell the world. Then you found out who your true friends were, but you also had some explaining to do. It's not a lifestyle, Dad. I was born this way. I'm speaking, of course, about being an entrepreneur. I came up as an entrepreneur in my 40s, decades after coming out as gay. I always had it in me, and I'm sure a lot of you had it in you from early on. It's tough to be an entrepreneur, and it can be tough to be gay depending on where you are in your life and where you live. But at the same time, there's that little voice inside of you that's telling you to try a little harder, to knock 100 doors to get one open, to pick yourself up when you've fallen. And along the journey, I was helped by so many people, and I learned one thing, that the day only has 24 hours and you only have 2 hands. So at some point, your ability to accomplish anything is going to be limited by the quality and the strength of your relationships, but your ability to bring others along with the journey and your own ability to help them realize your dreams. I want to thank the board and staff of StartOut for the Ogilvy Trailblazer Award and for everything that you guys do to celebrate LGBTQ entrepreneurship. And I want to dedicate, thank you. And I want to dedicate the award to the many teams that I've been very fortunate to be part of throughout my life. From Fox to GLAAD, from Wondery to Danvas, and the team that I'm the proudest of, my husband Scott and my kids. Thank you very much.